game have just kicked off. Today we're having Cameroon against Guinea. A very interesting moment of football has been played so far this afternoon, and we are yet about to see another possible challenge between the Central African Republic giant, which is Cameroon, and one of West Africa's giants. Well, I'm not saying giant, but historical giants. That's the Republic of Guinea, who are representing us today with the most appropriate, talented young team. Well, today's game is going to be very much interesting because we're going to be looking at Cameroon, who hosted the last Afcon in Cameroon, and they had it in Limbe, Douala, and Yaoundé. It was very interesting because we were there in person and we watched majority of the games, but unfortunately I didn't watch the finals because Sierra Leone was out of the tournament within the first rounds of it. But that's not the reason why I wasn't there. Anyway, the Israel make not be dinner because of not being get issue for stay for too long, and we're not being prepared, say we could come out in the first stage, and we did not like book the hotel that we were staying for that long, and it becomes very much expensive because everything that we were doing was based in Yaoundé, and we have to travel all the way to, it was based in Douala, and we have to travel all the way to Yaoundé. I did pay the visit to Yaoundé. I saw the stade itself, but I did not go in there because it was massively big. But today it's all about Cameroon, and Cameroon, they play against Guinea. Guinea is a very young team because most of the players that I saw are possibly under 25. And that is not a joke, it's fact, because when you look at them, you can tell actually these are young players, these are young boys who are just coming into the national side, and their performance for them to qualify hasn't been bad at all. So now Guinea is on attack, and Cameroon is playing on their natural colors, which is green and red, and they're knocking heads against Guinea, who is wearing all white because they've got similar colors with their national team colors. And that is going to be a massive challenge for them to wear both their national team colors. So today we're having Cameroon playing from the left from where I'm watching, and Guinea is attacking from the right from where I'm watching. The game so far is steady, and it's just 2 minutes being played, and we are hoping and praying that this Guinean side will do justice to their nation. They've got a home-based coach, I think, it's Diarra, and I think so far so good. We haven't seen this Guinean side as much as we may have seen the Cameroonian side, but I think football is not about names anymore because we've seen the likes of Egypt and Ghana and even Nigeria struggling to go through their first stages of the first few rounds of the games being played so far. Hopefully, we will be in Abidjan anytime soon, like I said this week, by God's grace. Everything is possibly on track, and we are making sure that we are in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, and Yamoussoukro to cover the rest of the games of the first rounds. We're going to be there till the end of the tournament anyway, so this time around you're not going to miss out on anything at all. We'll give you the best of what we always do online, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us because this game is going to be another important game for us all. So Guinea at the moment is playing, and game so far seems to be very much quiet. Not much is happening, and you guys have to forgive me because I am not in the position to show the match, but I think somebody has shared the link on the Zoom on Facebook. Well done, thank you very much for doing that. I think people will follow you through, and they will be able to watch the match and possibly listen to the commentary as it unfolds whilst I'm talking. So basically what is happening right now is the match being played, and Cameroon are doing very well, and for the fact that we are now watching. So one thing I want to say about this Cameroonian team, there has been a couple of concerns of injury, and those injuries are meant to be not life-threatening, but according to reports, I'm not 110% sure about this report that I'm going to give you, is Abubakar, who is the captain, possibly has got an injury, but I'm not too sure whether that injury was serious during training. So as far as I know, he should resume football back again once more, and the best of what we're doing should be definitely what we're looking at. So as of now, as of now, we are watching the game, and I've got a couple of devices that I'm watching from, and some of these devices can be frozen sometimes, and sometimes they are likely to be in full-blown capacity, which means I'll be able to watch it through. But I've got a couple of devices with me, so I will not struggle to watch it. I think we've just seen a serious tackle by the Cameroonian defender against the Guinean player who is on the floor, struggling to get back to his feet. This game has proven to be one of the most challenging ones. We are still waiting for Cameroon and Senegal to lock heads together. And for now, so far so good. Guinea is about to take a free kick just very close to the 18-yard box of the Cameroonian defense. So likely we're going to see an early goal from Guinea, and let's see what's going to happen with this one. I don't know what the referee is saying right now, but I think the referee wants to speak to a couple of players on the pitch, and I think that is exactly what the referee is going to do. Thank you very much for sharing the link online, and I think people should follow that link if they can. And thank you very much for that support. This is an unknown person, but I think I will say thank you. Thank you. So Guinea has just missed the free kick that they took, and it goes right, very close shots, very, very close. Unfortunately, I don't know whether Mendy is, not Mendy, I don't know whether the Cameroonian goalkeeper is playing today. If at all he is playing today, that is miraculous, because I was not expecting him to be on the lineup, because he just traveled to to Ivory Coast this morning. That's a direct shot to the Guinean goalkeeper, who actually fell on the floor to make a swift and easy collection of the ball. And what we've seen today is one of Africa's best, which is Cameroon, playing against all-time historical, I will say, possibly one of West Africa's greatest footballing team, which is Guinea. I remember the days of Titi Camara. Titi Camara was one of the most renowned Guinean player that we all know. Guinea is now on the attack. They are slowly building their attack from the back, and they are coming in very close. That should be a goal kick, as the ball may have gone out of the goal line. 8 minutes of the first have been played, and of course Onana is not in goal. Onana is taking a break. Definitely he just arrived in Abidjan this afternoon, so there is no way he will be featured for this match. 8 minutes gone, and I'm going back to my big screen on the wall, and definitely we're going to be looking at what is happening right now as Cameroon is defending swiftly. Cameroon has to be very mindful, because this group is a possible dead zone, wherein you have the likes of Senegal and Cameroon, Guinea, and Gambia. So those two lightweights in this group is definitely Guinea. And that's a shot, a good save, a second attempt by the Guinean attacker, and they just missed it. What is it going to be? First goal goes to Guinea. It's a goal. It is a goal. What is the referee saying? Guinea has taken the lead. Guinea has taken the lead. Yes, it is a goal. It's been confirmed. Like, Guinea has taken the lead. They are 1-0 up against Cameroon, who was a one-time champion of the African Nations Cup, and they were the host of last African Nations Cup. And today, unfortunately, they are behind to Guinea. The Republic of Guinea has taken the lead by scoring 1 goal just at the 10th minute. Like I said earlier on, that was a very good shot by the Guinean striker, and he follows it through. He stayed where he was staying, and the Cameroonian sluggishly defended that ball, and he tapped it in for the second time after his first attempt. A brilliant goal by the Guinean goal scorer, who is now the only goal scorer within the first 10 minutes of the half that has been played so far. Well done to Guinea Conakry. And like I said earlier on, these are young boys. I was actually looking forward to the challenges that they were going to make in this particular match. So the number 11 goal scorer is now the only goal scorer for this particular match. and he is Mohamed Bayo. Mohamed Bayo has made it possible for Guinea, Republic of Guinea, to take the lead. Well done, boys. And I think I have to be a little bit partial here, although I am not a French-speaking West African country, but definitely Guinea is our neighbor. Now we neighbor them, so we therefore support them at some point. So definitely Guinea has proven it to be one of the contenders. Like I said earlier on, there seems to be two of the weaker sides of this particular Group C, and the second one is Gambia, and Gambia has lost their opening match this afternoon to Senegal by 3-0, and they had one player sent off just before the end of the first half. So we've now seen Guinea taking the lead. What is Cameroon going to do about this? Are they going to respond swiftly or directly within the next 5 or 10 minutes? We're yet to see that to happen, because since the game have started, we haven't seen Cameroon in the half of the Guineans yet. Like I said earlier on, this is a full-blown challenge between the Republic of Guinea, Conakry, the capital city, knocking heads with Cameroon. Well, Cameroon have Douala and Yaoundé as their capital cities, so definitely it means this Cameroon that we are watching today is not likely the same Cameroon that we know. But it is because I've seen most of the players that I watched in Cameroon during the Afcon, and not much changes have been made. Like I said, Abubakar is not on the pitch, like I said. He may have picked up an injury in training. That's an attempt. Very close. A free header that goes just very close to the goal line, and that is not good enough for the Cameroonian. That was a free header. Possibly was not expecting that cross to be right in front of him at that particular point in time. Toko is on the pitch, and yes, of course, Rede Bisong is off the bench. There has been some huge amount of controversy surrounding their team manager, Rede Bisong. Not too sure whether he is that much capable, according to what the rumors were coming out from Cameroon and other parts of West Africa and Africa, to say maybe he is not possibly the right team manager to be in charge of the team. But let's see what happens. As we all know, there has been a huge amount of challenges that we are faced with today. Definitely it's not going to be one of those challenges that we possibly haven't seen over the past couple of years. But Cameroon is trailing by 1-0 by the Republic of Guinea, Conakry. And the goal scorer of that only goal that we've seen so far came from Mohamed Bayo. Mohamed Bayo has taken the lead for Guinea, and we're now seeing Cameroon attacking once more. Cameroon are trying everything possible to make sure that they have this game back on track, and yet to see the possibility of this to happen. I've seen a player that looks like Abubakar, but I'm not too sure whether that is him anyway, because Abubakar is supposed to be the striker. Cameroon is attacking once more. No, definitely that's not Abubakar. Cameroon is on the ball again, just very close to the 18-yard box of the Guinean defense, and Guinea have managed to get it out of their defense, and now they are attacking. This Guinean team seems to be very much confident with the ball. They're not just releasing it as they want to. They are holding on to it and making sure that they are passing along to their players. So we're yet to see any kind of change so far within the past 14 minutes of the game being played, and Guinea seems to be in full control of the entire match. I don't know what statistics is going to say about this match for the first 15 minutes, but so far so good. It seems to be like an equal draw of the ball possession of two teams. These two teams I don't know much about their records in the past, but what we are seeing so far is Guinea that have taken the lead with Mohamed Bayo, who made it possible for them to have that goal right on the scoreboard. First goal of the tournament so far for them, and we hope that they continue with this kind of performance that they are actually giving us right now. Guinea is about to take a free kick just right in the middle of the halfway line, and are they taking their time to just get the free kick going? Yes, they did. Eventually, it's taken all the way to the right flank, and missed header by the Cameroonian defense, Is Guinea going to make a cross into the box of the Cameroonian 18-yard box? They're twisting and turning around, and we don't know what is going to happen right now. Guinea has started the play back all the way from their defense, and a long shot is being taken again to the same player that was holding on to the ball on the right flank. Well done, Guinea, and continue to be as good as you are and continue to be the best. There's a Guinean player on the floor. I don't know what has been the problem, but he's back up again as the game continues. I think he's still down. He's up. Yes, he's up now. He's not down anymore. He's back up again, and this is history to be made as we are now looking at Cameroon trailing by 1-0 against the Republic of Guinea. I remember back in the days when we have games against Republic of Guinea and Sierra Leone, it is like a massive tiebreaker between those two countries, and the challenges that we are faced with are very much enormous in such a way that now full pitch, full stadium. The capacity for this game is not as bad as the last one. I can see a huge amount of supporters on the stands, which is quite good to see, because no need to have a game like this and you have less people watching it. So 16 minutes of the first half gone, and Guinea is still leading. As Guinea is still leading, we yet to know what is happening. I can see the referee running to something. We've got a player down, and that player has been down for a while now. So basically he's still down. Oh, that's a bad tackle, and that tackle may likely go for both players. This game has been very much aggressive. Both challenges from both teams has not been that easy at all. I don't know what Reddy Bisong is going to do about it. He looks like a cool man this afternoon. He looks very much relaxed and possibly chilling. But it is no time for chilling, as we know for sure that this game is going to be very much of a challenging side to Cameroon, as they are just about to take a free kick just about 20 yards away from the 18-yard box of the Guinean defense. So we're yet to see what is happening. We are yet to see what is happening, and as you all know, Cameroon is trailing by 1-0, and they are just about to take a free kick 20 yards away from the 18-yard box of the Guinean defense. A long one is being taken, and it goes out of the pitch for a goal kick to Guinea. Guinea-Conakry has been doing very well so far. There is not much of concern on their sides, and they are trying everything possible to make sure that they register their result of winning their first match of the Afcon 2023 in Côte d'Ivoire. No time to waste. The referee is calling for the game to carry on, and it's 19 minutes gone of the first half. Still have some time to play, and Guinea has taken the lead by 1-0. The goal scorer is Mohamed Bayo. So Cameroon is still struggling to hold on to the Guinean strikers, and is that a swift cross? Yes, a swift cross that goes straight into the 18-yard box and punched out by the goalkeeper. And Guinea is still in control, and they're making it all the way back to their own goalkeeper and start the ball rolling from the back. Like I said, this is a very young Guinean team. I was expecting not a goal at this early stages of the match, but at least some serious amount of contention from the Guinean side. There seems to be young players, possibly within their 20s, and I haven't seen Keita yet. Maybe he's on the pitch, who's supposed to be their captain, and possibly one of their biggest stars that he used to play in the Premiership. So let's see what's going to be the outcome of this first half, as Guinea is in the lead, and 20 minutes gone so far, and that's an appalling pass by Cameroon. Cameroon seems to be disarray. They seems to be running around with no proper justification of what to do when they have the ball possession, and I think what they are doing so far is maybe most likely going to cost them this game if they don't be very careful about what they're doing. And Guinea seems to be in control and very much relaxed in this game, as they've been given 2 fouls against Cameroon, and Cameroon player has just received a yellow card. Like I said, Cameroon has to be very mindful for this game, otherwise it will cost them more than expected. Frank has been given a yellow card, and I don't think that is a good sign of the Cameroonian side. They seem to be very much frustrated at the moment. They have to keep their cool if they want to get this game going and in their favor as well. Not just about getting the game going, but to get the game going, and it should be in their favor. So Keita doesn't seem to be on the lineup today because Guinea is being managed by another player who is the captain for this particular match right now. So like we all know, Cameroon has been struggling a little bit. I'm not too sure how much of a struggle that they're going through over the past couple of months since they lost the quarters of the African Nations Cup in their own hometown. So we're yet to see what they're going to do to settle for what they did not do in Cameroon. So far, so good. It's 22 minutes of the first half gone, and Cameroon is holding on to the ball as much as they can. And they're knocking it around conveniently, but that is not good enough if they cannot go through the Guinean defense. They will be doing that for as much as they can, but they need to be direct in a match like this, especially when they're losing 1-0 against a side that is supposed to be the underdogs of the tournament. So far so good. We're yet to see any kind of aggressive attack on the side of the Cameroonian team. And this seems to be like a very new, fresh Cameroonian team anyway. But let's see what happens. As we all know, it has been a challenge for Cameroon to be able to perform to the highest peak of their capacity. So this is exactly what they're trying to prove to us today. So guys, if you want to watch, subscribe to the YouTube page and continue for follow us on Facebook so that you could get notification when we come in live. From the next couple of days, we will be in Abidjan, and definitely we will be broadcasting live from Abidjan, and we will take you guys behind the scenes of the matches. That's Toko, my favorite player for Cameroon, and he has proven to be a star on its own. He has been a redeemer for the Cameroonian side over the past couple of years, and so far so good. We've seen the Guinean team manager and Redivi Song on their feet. I don't know what is happening right there, but I think they are just proving to be very much anxious to see the outcome of this particular match. Redivi Song has been challenged over the past couple of years. There has been a lot of concerns about his credentials of being a very good manager, and that's a good save by the Cameroonian goalkeeper, who came out to brilliantly save that particular ball that was coming into their 18-yard box. So hopefully we'll see a change within the next 5 minutes, but Cameroon is still trailing, and they haven't been in total control of the game so far. They have lost a lot of confidence, and they are not actually blending in properly. Their composure, their first touch, and the final touch with the ball hasn't been great at all. So thank you once more for watching. Can you please send in your comments or suggestions if you have any on the chat, so we'll be able to discuss it as we're watching. Thank you very much, Paul, for the statement, and thank you also to Abubakar for the statement, and thank you to the stranger that posted the link on the page. And welcome, Jerry. Welcome, Joshua. Definitely, Joshua, I might guess whether you're from Ghana, but Ghana did not do us a favor yesterday, but we'll see what Guinea is going to do for us. Although Ghana is possibly one of the countries that we should be supporting because we are all from the same Francophone region. But anyway, let's see what Guinea is going to do for us. Guinea is our neighbor, and for us, Guinea means a lot because we possibly share a lot of values together as next door neighbors in terms of our tribes, our culture, our food, our cuisine, everything I think we share with Guinea, even to the costume that we wear. Apart from the alepe, we have our ronco and cotton, which is the traditional attire for possibly all West African, or I would say for possibly all Africans. So basically, we haven't fallen short of that sort of traditional culture. So we're still watching and we're still waiting for something else to happen. As we can now see, Guinea is still trailing. No, Guinea is leading, not trailing. Cameroon is attacking, but that attack hasn't been fruitful for them at all. So thank you guys once more for joining us. And don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow us, as we will be showing you live behind the scene footages or coverages of the Ivory Coast Afcon, and we will be in Abidjan, in Yamoussoukro, where this game is playing right now, and we will be able to cover everything that entails in these tournaments. We will be giving you pitch side analysis whilst the game is playing, and we'll also be giving you the stance of what is happening at the stands, and we'll be showcasing supporters, highlights, and how vibrant the African supporters have been within these tournaments. We've seen the likes of Senegal and Gambia drumming from the beginning of the match till the end of the last whistle. So this is no nonsense business. 27 minutes of the first half gone, and Cameroon is still trailing by 1-0 against the Republic of Guinea. We neighbor. They say you neighbor, now for what you neighbor. For Bambai tomorrow, where something go happen. But this we neighbor, then they prove to it till they say, then go give you the best of their performance. Yes, CD National is the dark horse. I totally agree with you, Cisse. And there are so many dark horses on this particular tournament right now, as we've seen Gambia lose to Senegal, and they also are one of the dark horses of this tournament. And we're yet to see extraordinary performances by the so-called big household name players that are playing for their countries. Guinea has a very young team. You can tell by the faces of their players. I know definitely Guineans can grow so maturely and they will still look young. They've got very big players and they've got very big bone structure. So I'm not surprised to look at all these guys playing for Guinea today. And that was a high upheld tackle in the air by the Cameroonian number 18 player, and the referee has given a foul in favor of Guinea. So we're yet to see any kind of upsets, and what we've seen is challenges, and Guinea is on the attack again once more. Cameroon has possession and they're going to build up their attack from their own defense. So it's not been easy so far. Cameroon is trying everything possible to make sure that they get a goal in this particular match so that they can equal the score, as we only have 15 more minutes precisely for the first half to be played. We've seen the weather condition in this country, and of course Yamoussoukro is the traditional capital, the first capital of Ivory Coast. Now, that was a slight attack that was displaced by the Guinean player, and Cameroon is attacking right now once more, and they seems to be in proper business. But Guinea is very much composed, and they are not losing the ball when they get it. They are very much composed in their own half as they are now attacking. Oh, that's a good try. That's a good try. I guess Onana would have been very much upset if that goal was going in. That was a good try by Silla. Silla did very well with that. Look at how young this boy looks. Very young. He looks very, even immature, if I would say. But that was a good attempt on goal. Possibly about 20 yards away from the 18-yard box, and he just chipped it. He saw the keeper off his line, and he was going to do a nice chip. Unfortunately, it just goes over the goal bar. I think they're having the first 15-minute break. This is 30-minute break. We didn't see that one in the last match, but they do have a cool-off break in this particular match. So Willie Bisong is talking to his team again, trying to get them to be more composed. But I don't know whether... the thing about Willoughby Song, I don't think he actually started off his coaching career with any local clubs. I think he just came straight to the national team, which is like a surprising thing anyway. I don't know whether he's got his coaching badge, whether he had it in France, whether it was in Cameroon, or he's got his FIFA badge from or CAF badge from somewhere. But it's rather unfortunate to that was a very careless and reckless defense by the Cameroonian defenders. They've got time, and two of them were just messing around with the ball just round the circle of their 18-yard box. And I think that is a total outrageous defensive strategy that doesn't work at all. Well, Barrow said the tournament is going to be won by the dark horses. Well, I'm not too sure about that, Barrow. I'm not really too sure about that, Cisse, because yes, the dark horses might possibly do well within the first rounds of the tournament, but in tournament like this, when you go to the second round, the second stages, where is the knockout stages, is where the challenges will come. That's where experience will count. That's where you now see the momentum of what tournament is all about, because that is where people get tired, people are exhausted, they've been run out of steam because of the kind of tempo of the competition, and the weather condition is not going to be that much favorable for players that have spent most of their lifetime playing in Europe. Some of these players are coming into this tournament for the first time, and they haven't gained much experience of the tournament, as you might know. Experience counts a lot after the first stages of the tournament. So I might agree with you there a little bit, but not as much as you think it might happen. So yes, let's go back to the match as Guinea is now attacking once more. And they are knocking the ball around conveniently amongst each other. And they are not even scared of holding on to the ball for like, what, few seconds, a minute. They are not in any hurry at all. They have taken the lead, and they're going to maintain that lead as we have just played 32 minutes of the first half so far. So send in your comments, and I will respond to your comments swiftly as we go along. And let's make sure that we give ourselves the full support that we need for now. Like I said, the stands are not that empty on this particular match. So basically, there might be a huge amount of Guinean support on the stands. But again, the competition is very good. But I think maybe, I don't know what's the price tag for per game. I will have to find out about that when we arrived in Ivory Coast. So basically, there must be a reason why there is not like a full-blown turnout of supporters during this competition. But we'll find out anyway. But this one seems to be reasonably full. Let me just have a quick water break, just like the players have done so. So we're watching, and it's about 34 minutes gone. And Cameroon is in possession. And I haven't seen any attempt on goal yet from the Cameroonian strikers. So this is a bit disappointing from them. They should be in the position of making several attempts on goal, hitting the target like 3 or 4 times since they've scored, since they conceived a goal. But that hasn't happened at all. So that's a foul against a Cameroonian player, just very close to the corner goal post of the Guinean defense. So Cameroon has been given a free kick, and that free kick is going to be taken soon. So whilst we are watching, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow our page on YouTube and Facebook, and don't forget to do the needful, as Cameroon is about to take the free kick, and it's 35 minutes gone of the first half, and they're still trailing by 1-0. So we are waiting. Thanks very much, James Niku, for that comment. It's all down to you guys watching. It's not just about us. The free kick is quickly being taken and cleared out by the Guinean defense, and a safe hand of the goalkeeper got hold of that ball in no time. You have to be very careful not to conceive in this particular level of the game, because every goalkeeper wants to keep a clean sheet. So it is going to be amazing to watch as everything else is unfolding. So let's keep subscribing. Let's keep sending us in our comments, and let's keep. If you're watching the game, please send in your comments so that we'll be able to see exactly what you're saying and what is your own take on the game so far. So far, so good. Guinea is in control, and they are not in any hurry at all. They are taking their time. They are knocking the ball around, and they are making sure that they do everything possible to keep the goal line as it is. That's a chance for Cameroon, but lost it to the Guinean defender, who is very much composed not to make a silly tackle just outside their 18-yard box. Cameroon is in control again. That's a missed shot, and Guinea control it back in their defense, and they are now going on the counter attack. What is it going to be? It's 4v5. Definitely they've lost it to Cameroon, and Cameroon is going to start all over again in their own defense. They knock it wide to the winger whose first touch was very good, cool, calm, and calculative. And then he tries a deep run into Cameroon's 6-yard box, but tackled away by the Guinean defender. Like I said, Guinea has been very much composed in this match. They have a steady head, and they are not in any hurry at all. Not in a hurry at all. That's true, Cisse. Cisse, it looks like you've been following all the underdogs in this particular tournament. That's very interesting to watch. And I know, yes, of course, Cape Verde has been doing very well. They did very well. They won their match against Ghana, agreed. And of course, Equatorial Guinea. That's a shot blocked by the Guinean defense and back again to the Cameroonian, and they knock it into the 18-yard box, and it goes wide for a goal kick in favor of Guinea-Conakry. Yes, I agree with you, Cisse. I know Cape Verde is also a threat, and of course, Equatorial Guinea is a threat as well. But what I notice is the fact that most of the countries that you've mentioned are threats to this particular tournament. I totally agree with you, but sustaining the threat, is it going to be something that they will be able to maintain all throughout the tournament? I'm not too sure, because we've seen them in the last Afcon. Equatorial Guinea did very well against within the opening stages of the competition. They lost to, I think they lost one of their matches to Ivory Coast, and they won one of their matches against Sierra Leone, and I think they drew the next one with Algeria or so. I wasn't too sure. But after that first round of the tournament, they were knocked out immediately. So that's where the concern is. Cameroon is on the attack again once more. They've got it on the right flank by the number 9. Is it going to be a cross? Yes, but too deep. And it goes all the way to the corner post of the Guinean defense. And the Cameroonian player kept it in play, but it's gone out for a throw. That's Samuel Eto'o, and he doesn't seem to be like a happy man watching on the stands. And definitely he is very much disappointed to see his team coming from behind. Well, still behind because they haven't scored a goal yet. So Cameroon is still behind, and Samuel Eto'o is not a happy man. He's the current president of the Cameroonian Football Federation, and he's not a happy man. He's not a happy man. Definitely he's not a happy man. And to see him in that nature is devastating. 39 minutes of the first half gone, and I don't think Willoughby Song is also an happy individual. But what can you do? This is football, and when football gets to you and you don't take your chances well, you will struggle. You will definitely struggle. And that is what we are seeing here so far today. Thank you, Rina, for sharing the link again once more. If they share the link, please make sure you watch it, because it might be showing the game and you'll be able to watch the game and at the same time listen to my commentary. The good thing is some of the links might not have English commentators, but sometimes some of them do have, especially if you're watching from an English channel. So let's see what is going to be the outcome of this match. It's 41 minutes gone of the first half. We're still waiting to see what is going to happen to this Guinean side. Are they going to maintain the score goal line as it is, or they're going to be reluctant and relax a little bit. That's a shot being taken into the Guinean 18-yard box, but they are now in control and they're doing a counter attack, which they've been very good at over the past 10-15 minutes of the match. So it's 41 minutes gone of the first half. There has been a lot of tackle in this particular match. I don't know exactly what is the referee going to do about it, but it will not sound good to get the high tempo of a game like this, and yellow cards and red cards are flying all over the place. But so far so good. We've only seen one yellow card, and we hope we're not going to get any more yellow cards. That's a kick straight towards the goalkeeper, and he collects it conveniently as as we are now watching what is happening. Dan, I don't know why you're saying wow, but this is very much interesting. Thank you very much, Cisse. I'm trying the best I can. Nah, Cisse, I disagree with you on that one, on your last comment. I don't know much about what you said, but I think the Ghanaian team did everything possible to maintain their scores, but they were unfortunate. This Guinean team is very much composed, and I can see the way they are defending against Cameroon. Very much confidence with the ball. Not in any hurry at all whatsoever. Cameroon is on the attack again once more. What are they going to do about this one? It goes out for a goal kick. No. I'm a bit confused because I've got two devices that I'm watching from, so I don't know which one is leading. I will check the goal scoreline or the time that they've played for to be able to know which one is leading. Okay. Right, the one that I'm holding on to is the one leading the pitch right now, so I'll have to focus on it a little bit more as Cameroon is now attacking once more. They're building their attack slowly, but they've lost it again as the Guinean goalkeeper came out and collected the ball comfortably on the pitch. The pitch is very much conveniently smooth. You can even lie down there. Not too like a Dewi Salon pitch that will get to if you only pass and go put you close inside white text for make it clean. Not like this one anyway. This one you can even lie down and have a chilly evening with your partner if you choose to. Not the same like Sierra Leone. Salon, I don't know more will still get ground or tea with they play Premiership football. Can you imagine that? We should be calling our league still an amateur football league. Yes, he said Nigeria and Egypt escape. That's true. I totally agree. Nigeria and Egypt escape defeats for the opening match, and it is very much so to do with Ghana, but they did not escape that defeat by a team that had possibly players of not, well, I will not say players that are not coming from big football inside, because now every football inside is meant to be big. So I don't know exactly what I was about to say there. But the game so far has been very much modest. There hasn't been any spectacular events or activities. And we have a Cameroonian player on the pitch has been tackled. So 4 minutes of extra time is going to be added to this one. And we are yet to see what is going to be of the Cameroonian team when they resume play in the second half, if we don't have a goal to end the first half. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. And as we've had 4 minutes of added time to this particular first half, and the Cameroonian player is still on the pitch. I don't know whether this injury, another yellow card being issued to the Guinean player, and I think it's the Guinean captain. That is too bad for them, and I think they have to be very mindful. I think this game is going to be full of yellow cards because there has been a huge amount of tackle by both teams at the moment. So I'm not expecting anything bad to happen, but with the rate at which the tackles are flying from all over the place, we might possibly get a red card before this match is over. And don't tell me the referee is looking for a VAR red card against the Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The referee is going to investigate whether this yellow card is going to be turned around to become a red card. A VAR decision has to be made, whether it was a foul from the back, whether it was deliberate, whether it was a step on the ankle accidentally, whether the referee is going to accept it as it is and just remain with a yellow card, or is going to issue a red card to the Guinean captain. And I think that will be a very, very disappointing moment for the Guinean side. Let's see what's the decision of the referee going to be. He's still waiting. He's still deciding whether this is a red card situation. He's calling for the match to be reversed a little bit more, and he's going to look at it carefully again, because we can see from his screen what he's watching, and we can tell exactly what sort of decision he's going to make against the Guinean captain, who has performed extremely well so far in the first half of the game. What's the referee's decision now going to be? He's back on the pitch. Is he going to leave it as it is, as a yellow card? Oh yes, it's a red card. He's going to be sent off. He is going to be sent off. Double yellow card for him. He is going to be sent off. What is it? Yes, he's going to be sent off. Red carded. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Guinean captain has been red carded. This is very much disappointing for the Guinean side. Very much disappointing for the Guinean side. I don't think they were expecting this at all, in any way, shape or form whatsoever. But I think his performance within the first half has been great, and he has been red carded. Cameroon Franco has been given matching orders to leave the pitch, as he has been red carded, possibly for the first time of his Afcon career. Don't be disappointed. I think you have done very well so far, and I wasn't expecting that sort of call for VAR, especially at the end of the extra time. That was exactly why Cisse was upset with the referee when he yellow carded one of his players just at the 11th hour of the end of the second half. So now Cameroon has a man advantage. Let us see whether they are going to be taking advantage of this one man down. So we are definitely now waiting for the last few minutes of the 4 minutes added time to be played, and Cameroon is still trailing from 1-0, and Guinea has been red carded and they have a player. But I just said it earlier on that I was not expecting this game to have red card, but yes, it just did happen, just when I didn't expect it to be, because there has been lots of tackles that were flying all over from both sides. So I don't expect, I'll be expecting another red card on this particular match, because it's not going to be extremely tense by the Guinean side, who doesn't want to lose this match at all, especially when they've got a man down, and it's going to be disappointing for them not to be able to equalize. That's a nice save by the Guinean goalkeeper. A free kick has been taken and it goes straight into the hands of the Guinean goalkeeper, and that was a brilliant save by the Guinean goalkeeper. Well done, goalie, and you possibly going to be the 11th man of this particular match. And I think being the 11th man of the match is going to make a huge difference for the Guinean side to be able to maintain the goal score line as it is for the next 45 minutes plus extra time that will be added onto it. So well done, Guinea, and keep it up and maintain the game and maintain the goal line as it is. So we are still playing, and how many minutes gone of the first half? We're still playing on to the extra time. The extra time should be over now, but I think the referee is going to add maybe a minute or two for the VAR decision that he made just after the first 45 minutes of the first half. Yes, his whistle is now, the whistle has gone, and we've now come to the end of the first half of this particular match so far. And that's the goal scorer, Mohamed Bayo, who scored the goal just within the first 10 minutes of the game. And he's likely going to be a happy man. Is he going to be in the position to maintain the game as it is, or there might be a change? Interesting match so far to watch, and Guinea has taken the lead, and we've just been faced with the first half of the game as we are waiting for the second half to resume. So whilst we are waiting for the second half to resume, let's talk a little bit about this first half. I think the first half was good. I think it was amazingly great, if I can use that form of word. And what we've seen so far is a massively great performance by the Guinean side. It's not going to be easy, Cisse. Not against a team like Cameroon. Yes, fresh legs are needed by Guinea. I totally agree with you on that. But in a game like this, I don't think just about fresh leg will be enough to actually face the challenges of what is going to happen within the next 45 minutes of the match. But like you clearly said, fresh legs are needed. I agree, that's true. But also, you have to look at the capacity of the Guinean side. These are young boys. Are they going to be able to keep up with the pressure of the Cameroonian side that is vastly well experienced in a tournament like this? Guinea is not a regular participant of the Afcon. Over the past 20 years, I would say they maybe have qualified a few times, possibly even 2 or 3 times. I'm not too sure. Anyway, I'll have to go back to that records. But what we've seen so far, it looks like a team that has a huge amount of young players, possibly in their early 20s. And yes, they might have the guts to chase the game down to any level, but do they have the experience to maintain it? Because in a tournament like this, experience counts a lot. Because when the going gets tough, experience kicks in. And when experience kicks in, that's where you know who is the man and who is supposed to be the boy. The boys are always going to be the boys because they are messing around. They don't have that experience of play. They don't know how to maintain the game as it is. They don't know how to change strategies. But if you have been playing this sort of tournament for quite some time, you know what to do. You know how much changes you're possibly going to make to maintain the goal scoreline as it is. I agree with you, Chike. That decision is totally very much harsh. Like I said to you earlier on, I was expecting cards to be issued, red cards to be issued on this particular match, but not as early as that particular one goes. Again, is the Guinean captain. That's possibly the leader on the pitch is off, and the deputizer of that particular match is going to be very much strong in his capacity to control the game with the players that they are playing alongside him. I'm not too sure how experienced he is, but so far so good. They've managed to maintain the goal scoreline as it is. And what I was expecting is maybe Cameroon to have equalized before the end of the first half. And unfortunately, they had possibly one or no shots on target. They made a couple of attempts on goal, but I did not see any like a shot on target that will threaten the Guinean goalkeeper. So far, the Guinean goalkeeper is coming out and collect everything in the air, and he's going for everything on the ground. Feeble shot, he's picking them up, and he's not giving Cameroon any chance at all whatsoever to be able to prove their might in Central African football compared to the way West African football has been going. So far, West African countries are doing fine. Senegal won their match this afternoon against Gambia, although we are all from the same region. But I think for the fact that Guinea is leading today and they are in the lead, and we hope they maintain the lead as it is. Yes, I agree with you, Cisse, but again, that is down to the manager. The manager has to make that decision to say, yes, we need defensive midfielders to be on the pitch for the national side of Guinea. But the manager has to make that decision. And I also think, yes, you can have a lot of defensive midfielders in a match like this, But don't also forget to have strikers on, because you have to keep Cameroon on their toes. You don't just have to let them do whatever they can. You don't just have to let them run around the pitch just like they want to, just because you want to have them in full control. So basically, yes, I agree with you at some points. You need some amount of defensive midfield, but you don't have to defend the game all throughout, especially when you're playing against a side that has prolific strikers that can change the game within a split of a second. So the Guinean side have to be very much mindful of how they're going forward with the next 45 minutes of the match. Unfortunately, their captain has been sent off, and I don't think the manager will be upset with him, because it is an accidental foul. It's not an intentional foul, but anytime you create a foul against the opponent and it's from the back, is a likely red card. I don't know how much FIFA has decided to make that rules count, but I think it's a very harsh decision. There are deliberate fouls that are fouls and are not deliberate. Yes, you can pick up a yellow card for that, but a deliberate foul from the back is definitely a red card situation. But I don't think this one was. But again, the referee is in charge. He makes the decision and he calls the shot. When he says it's a penalty, it is a penalty. When he says it's a foul and you should be red carded, then yeah. But the call of VAR to that particular point, I don't think was necessary. But what I want to also ask is, who calls the shot for VAR? Because it's very much interesting to know who calls the shot. Is it the referee or the match officials that are watching VAR? Because there are times when you might be thinking, where is the call coming from? So if you know who calls the shot for VAR decision to be made, please send in your message on the chat so we'll be able to watch it. And don't forget, there's going to be another tough battle within the next couple of days between Cameroon and Senegal. That is the decider for that particular group. So the person that is going to win that match, well, we don't know whether Cameroon is going to go through with this particular one today, but if they do, then the decider in that particular group will be down to Cameroon's match against Senegal. That is where all the might of those two nations is going to lie. I know for sure Cameroon played against Gambia at the Afcon. I watched that match live, and it was a decisive win. But Gambia did everything possible to make sure that they challenge and they compete at the highest level against Cameroon. Cameroon had a full-blown top team at that particular point in time, and it was merely not a struggle, but they won it conveniently at Douala. So I'm not in a position to expect any better when they knock heads again for the second time in a back-to-back tournament. So let's see what happens, whether Cameroon is going to be victorious again or Cameroon is not going to be victorious for the second time, knocking heads with Gambia at the Afcon. So if you're watching, thank you very much for all your comments, and thank you Cisse, and thank you Chike for your comments. So you're just coming on this after, yes, I know. So basically what you want to know is there's a scoreboard on top of my head. You can see it there. So the score line is there, and Guinea is leading by 1-0. So that is the scoreline so far, and the Guinean captain has been red carded by VAR decision, and it was a foul from the back, and the referee has made that decision to be a red card situation. So Guinea is one man down, and Cameroon is trailing, and they're chasing this game now, because if they don't at any given point in time register a goal for this particular match, they will be not at the bottom, but they will be fourth on the table, as Senegal is leading that table right now, and Guinea is now playing against Cameroon. Guinea should be second on the table because they have scored a goal and they've made their 3 points count. So what we might going to see in the next half of the second half will be something remarkable. Well, it's good to say that, Cisse, but in a situation like this, you don't want to pump in all your gears. You don't want to be exhausted within the first 25 minutes of the second half. So what I would say is, Guinea should be composed and sit back within the first 25 minutes of the second half, and they can now start to take chances with their counter attack. So if at all they are going to bring in fresh legs, they should watch the first 10 minutes of the half and see how it goes, and then they can now make relevant changes. The good thing about this competition is you have the tendency to make 5 changes. So those 5 players can make a huge difference in a match, but you have to use them wisely, because if you change 5 players immediately, it means those 5 players are going to start all over again to get themselves involved in the game, because they are fresh players on the pitch. So you change them gradually, you introduce them to the match slowly, so that you'll be able to get them to be able to work together as a team. So far, so good. They're not doing bad defensively. And for the fact that they seems to be like a pack of defensive team, it might be good for them. And they also can attack. So they have younger and fresh legs to attack against a Cameroonian defense that is possibly within their late 20s, early 30s. So the pace at which the Guinean strikers can go at the Cameroonian defenders is extremely high, but that does not necessarily mean they can be better than the Cameroonians. So let's keep an eye on what the manager is going to do next, and see if there is going to be any more changes to be made on their side. We hope not, and we hope if they do, they might be able to manage to keep the scoreline as it is. So far, so good. We haven't seen much that has happened, and we are hoping that changes will be made for the Guinean side. If at all there are not going to be any changes to be made, then we're going to follow through what the Guinean team is going to be doing in terms of their capacity to change the game. So far, so good. Let's watch and let's wait to see what is going to happen with this Guinean side. Yes, the weather is extremely hot. Valentine, I know for sure. And that is exactly what we are going to be experiencing in Abidjan soon. 80 degrees, horsepower, and ion cycling or ion cylinders, and what else? Head to head. That is a huge demand, I would say, Valentine, to challenge such climate, and with the capacity of the Cameroonian side that I know, I think it will be a tough call. I don't know if I will be able to have myself a cup of coffee anytime soon, whilst I am taking my own tea break. So definitely, I think I should have a cup of coffee now. But whilst I'm waiting for the cup of coffee, let me just still keep talking to you guys whilst my coffee will be ready. As you all know, the second half is about to start soon. Not yet, the players are not on the pitch yet, and the referee is possibly talking about the red card decision that he just made against the Guinean captain. Too bad for Guinea. I think it is disappointing for them as well. But they should not give up. Giving up at this particular point in time is no contender to the match, because they have to do everything possible to make sure that they are on top of this particular game right now. Like, the weather condition is very hot. We've seen the first tea break, yes, and hopefully they will be able to have a second break in the next half of the game. So that is the outcome of the match so far. We are still waiting for the second half to start, and until the second half starts, I will still be listening to I will still be looking and reading at your comments, and definitely I will make do of anything that you're going to be saying to me, and I will respond to that if I have to respond. But it's been very nice of you guys sending in comments on the chat. Thank you very much, as the referees are getting ready to come back on the pitch for the second half to start. A very interesting moment so far, and what we are seeing and what we are looking at is two major incidents of the competition. One is Guinea has scored the opening goal in the 8 or 9 minutes of the first half, and they have received a red card that goes against their captain. I can see the Cameroonian players warming up to be coming on soon, and these are the deadliest of the Cameroonian strikers that are getting themselves ready. And I know for sure when they get on the pitch, it's a different ball game. Yes, that's one of Cameroon's greatest player. You can now see all of them coming from the changing room. I think they're having a very good discussion with the team. And just like I said, the performance in terms of coaching for Wedebi Song hasn't been that great. So I'm not too sure whether the team has enough confidence on him. But let's see what happens. Again, this is football, and sometimes not everything that happens comes from the manager or the coach. It always comes from the team, the supporters, the coaching, the technical side of the game as well is very much important. So Guinea is getting ready, as Cameroon is also getting ready for the second half of the match to kick off, and it will be happening soon. Soon meaning in the next minute or so. That's the goal scorer, Mohamed Bayo. And the game is about to start anytime soon. And Cameroon is going to be playing from the right-hand side from where I'm watching. And they're going to be attacking from that point to the left. And Guinea is going to be defending from the left, as they will be attacking from the left to the right. So that's the goal scorer once more. And the match is about to start, as we are still waiting for the kickoff of the second half by the referee. Eventually, when the second half starts, the second half is now on, and Cameroon, like I said, is playing from the right to the left, and Guinea is attacking from the left to the right. So Cameroon just had a throw, and it's been taken back to their defense as they're looking forward to demolish this 10-man team of the Guinean squad. Well, I will not say you are correct with that. I think Gambia lost the match not just because of the red card anyway. They tried. I think they tried very much well so to keep up the scoreline to be that low. Because what you will have been expecting is possibly a huge goal scoreline against the Gambian side. But it wasn't like that at all. So Guinea has just defended a goal, and that was a dangerous tackle. And that to me looks like a goal kick, not a corner at all. Because I can see the Cameroonian player complaining for that to be a corner. It isn't a corner at all, it's a goal kick. And the ball is now in the half of the Guinean side as they're knocking it around. And that should be a foul by the Guinean player. So far, so good. Guinea seems to be in control with one man down, and Cameroon hasn't done much to take advantage of that one man that they have at this particular point in time. Guinea just has to frustrate the Cameroonian strikers and midfielders so that they cannot do the meaningful. Now they are attacking once more from the right, twisting, turning around with the ball, and the ball is still in play. A long pass right across to the left-hand side of the pitch. First touch of the Cameroonian player was good. And Cameroon is still holding on to the ball, just about 10 yards away from the Guinean side. That was a nice defensive play by the Guinean. And Cameroon is still in control with an extra man on the pitch as they are trying to equalize. And Guinea is now on the attack counter, like you said earlier on, Cisse. They are counter-attacking. They are now inside the half of the Cameroonian, and they're knocking it back to start likely all over again. They're still in possession. They're knocking around. They're very much comfortable with the ball. And they are taking it back home once more to the goalkeeper. This is a very interesting match that we are watching today. And we are watching Cameroon against the Republic of Guinea. So as we all know, Guinea now we never, and then just the few hours, 2 hours actually, 4 hours to be precise, if you're coming away from Conakry to Freetown. So we are watching, we're still watching, and we hope that we did not get any kind of upsetting situation against Conakry, Guinea. Cameroon is attacking, and they've just had a corner. I don't know whether this Guinean manager is a bodybuilder. He looks like a bodybuilder. He doesn't look like a football manager at all. He's a very big and huge individual. Can you imagine your manager is talking to you on the pitch and you're messing around? 49 minutes of the match played so far, and Cameroon is taking a corner, and Wedebi Song is not a happy man. It goes straight into the heads of the Cameroonian guy, but lost it, and still in touch. And the Cameroonian guy tried to hit a halfway volley, but missed kick it. A long pass is being taken back to the Cameroonian goalkeeper, and he's going to start the build-up from the back. Guinea has been very much composed. Like I said earlier on, they're going to sit at the back. They're not moving anywhere because that will give them enough time to compose themselves, and they're not going to lose enough steam to be chasing the game. Thank you very much, Gombo, for watching. I know you're watching from Cape Town. I will be finding my own time to cover one of your matches when we get to Ivory Coast. That's a lovely ball! And Cameroon has just equalized. That's a lovely cross into the half of the Cameroonian side, and they've just equalized. It's 1-1. Game one, game one, game one. Frank Mario has just scored a goal, and they have equalized. The goal line is now Guinea 1, Cameroon 1. What's the referee doing about this? That seems to be like a clear-cut goal by the Cameroonian side. It's a cross into the deep and a header right over the Guinean defender. That's a nice cross and a comfortable and decisive header. I don't think the Guinean player was ready for that ball at all. I think he actually relaxed. He was not paying attention to the ball. So welcome, Gombu, and you just arrived on time as Cameroon has equalized and the game is now 1-1. Game is on. Game is on. Now the game is on. I know, Cisse, you said Gambia lost their match to Senegal because of the one-man shortage, but I don't think that is definitely all the reason why they lost that match. So thank you for watching from Cape Town. I'm going to find time to cover your match anyway. So be rest assured, just follow us and follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Definitely you'll be able to have the notification when we come live. So Guinea has lost the lead. They have now lost the lead and the game is 1-1. Cameroon seems now to be in total control as they are now about to take another free kick just 10 or 20 yards away from the Guinean 18-yard box. They are communicating now to see how this free kick is going to be taken. Now the Guinean goalkeeper is a worried man because he doesn't want to concede any more goals apart from the one that they've just scored. So Cameroon is about to take a free kick and it's been taken, driven right into the 6-yard box. It's still in the air, cleared out by the Guinean defense and all the way down to the touchline. And it's gone out for a throw in favor of Cameroon. Sorry guys, I have to be sipping my coffee whilst I'm talking. I hope you don't mind. It's very cold in the UK right now, and the weather is enough that you can mess around with. If you are playing football, then maybe you will not be in the UK right now. But the weather is like this, and that is where Premiership footballers are playing all their matches, as cold as it is. I remember when I used to play football when it's winter, I used to put on Uri. It's called shea butter in English, but we call it Uri Madoni in Creole. Now I be the rubbing on my body for make I not feel the cold because it seals all my pores, so I don't really feel the cold that much. And when I start to sweat, I have to take off all my jersey and just leave my football jersey on. So that is some of the challenges. That is why sometimes you see players wearing a long sleeve jogger that covers all their arms all the way down to their ankle, to their wrist. And then some of them even wear gloves because the weather is so cold. It's very, very cold out here. And it's not a good sign of football. When you're a footballer, that's the challenging times now you're faced with in a winter period like this. Like I said, this game has been full of tackles from all over the place, and the assistant Guinean captain has just been issued a foul against him, but no yellow card given. 54 minutes of the game being played so far, and we are just about to see another free kick being taken by the Cameroonian as the Guineans are making their wall. So this second half of the match is going to be an interesting one. The goal score line is 1 each, and Cameroon is yet to prove anything beyond their expectation. When I say beyond their expectation, I mean Cameroon are expected to win this match with no doubt at all. But the way it looks right now, it is not the same as we expect it to be. The free kick is taking a lot of time, and it is now about to be taken by the Cameroonian player who is standing over the ball. And that's a shot, but it goes way over the bar for a goal kick to Guinea. Yes, that's a disappointing free kick, and you should at least hit the targets before making any kind of other gestures. But I think that is not a good free kick at all. This now we call Malabutu over the bar. Far! It is far from the bar. Not even they close, far. Yes, it is. So thank you once more for watching. If you're watching it, please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow us. Guinea has made a change. They've brought in another youngster, number 12, and number 2 has been taken off. And the youngster that is on the pitch now is the number 12 player called Ikembe. No, not Ikembe, sorry. I'm looking at the Cameroonian team lineup. Ibrahim is been replaced. I think Guinea has made 2 significant changes, and those 2 significant changes are going to be a very important one for the team because these are like fresh legs and they seem to be like young players. And there is no need to take on the Cameroonians at the moment because you don't want to be tackled as much as you don't want to get tired. So let's keep it smooth and let's keep up the pace. And that's a bad tackle by the Cameroonian captain. So if it is true that Abubakar is off the tournament, that's a bad sign for the Cameroonian side. Because Abubakar has been one of their most skillful and talented striker. For him not to be on the pitch for the entire period of the tournament is a massive blow to the Cameroonian side, as he is also the captain, and his enthusiasm on the pitch is one that I haven't seen at all by any player whatsoever. I watched him play against Gambia, and I think his performance was extraordinary. He doesn't stand, he's always on his toes. He's like a kangaroo. He doesn't stand in one position at all. He moves all the time, and he moves on his toes. That's a corner being taken. That's a half volley, and it goes right in front of the goalkeeper for a goal kick being awarded to Guinea. So far, so good. Guinea has maintained the scoreline as it is 1-1, and they've managed to hold Cameroon to bay since the goal scored by the Cameroonian striker. Nothing much has happened that will scare the Guinean defense at all. But Cameroon is pushing hard now. It's pushing very hard to get a second goal that will give them victory for this particular match. Is that going to be possible? I'm not sure. Okay. That was a good shot, but it was not a direct shot at goal. I think the weather is so hot that they are taking every advantage of any player that is on the pitch with an injury. That's the Guinean player on the pitch with an injury, and he may possibly have had a knock on his head. And we have the team doctors who are on the pitch side with him, making sure that he's okay. Pitch side doctors has been one of the best doctors in the world because they can treat a player in no time, and that player will be ready to go back on the pitch and fight. And well, yes, he's fighting, but this time around they are fighting with their legs to be able to score goals. That was the equalizing goal by the Cameroonian side. That's a nice header. Hit the pitch, head it down, so the goalkeeper will not be able to make a save because the ball will bounce in between the hands of the goalkeeper if he tries to do anything. So that's a massive advantage now for the Cameroonian side as we've played 60 minutes of the match so far. 30 more minutes to go on official time scoreline, and the rest of that extra time that is going to be added is either going to save Guinea of the disappointment, or it will be at the advantage of Guinea to be able to score another goal within the extra time of the match. So far, so good. The game is still 1-1 and 60 minutes being played, and Cameroon has been in full control over the past 5 minutes of the game. I would say 10 minutes of the game to be precise. Just like Cameroon, Guinea hasn't made any attack so far in this second half, and they've only been defending in numbers. Is that going to be a cross into the box? No, stopped by the Guinean defender and knock around once more in their half to make themselves very comfortable to get rid of the ball in their half. They've lost it again. This is 1v1. Oh, that's a foul. Is it going to be a yellow card foul? Yes, it is. The Cameroonian player has been yellow carded again. And you can tell the pace of these youngsters. They get to the ball on time before the Cameroonian defenders. And if we see a lot of that happening, it means Cameroon will likely suffer a red card situation. Because that is all Guinea needs to do. Place the ball where there is space and allow the players to run into those spaces. And that is exactly what they're doing right now. And if they continue to do that, we'll definitely have an upsetting situation against the Cameroonian defense. So far, so good. I've seen a couple of yellow cards. And those yellow cards are on both sides of the pitch, apart from the red card being issued to the Guinean captain. A very interesting match to watch. Guinea is now taking a free kick very close to the 18-yard box of the Cameroonian defense. Now the free kick is going to be taken right into the... Oh, that's a punch out by the goalkeeper. And the player is still on. And that should be a foul. Another yellow card again being issued to a Guinean player. Wow, like I said, this game is going to be full of yellow cards. That's the captain being yellow carded again. Hope we're not going to have a double red for the Guinean side. The captain that is deputizing the previous captain has also been yellow carded. So what is this going to be like is what we don't know. And that's a foul by grabbing. But I don't think that foul deserves a yellow card anyway. That's a foul by grabbing. That happens on every single match. So for a player to be yellow carded for grabbing of t-shirts, I think it's pretty much very hard, especially it's not a goal scoring situation. So far so good. If you're watching, don't forget to send in your comments. And don't forget to send in your own views about the game if you're watching it from your end as well. Guinea is defending. I don't know how best their defense is going to keep them in this game, but they seems to be a little bit struggling. Not struggling as much as you might expect them to be with a one-man shot, but I think they're trying the best they can to maintain the goal score line to be a decent one, I would say. But this team is full of young players. I admire the coach of using young players into this tournament. Like I said, the players looks like they are in their 20s, maybe maximum 20, 25. And they seems to be very much young. Very young. From the goalkeeper, they might have few players who seems to be in their 30s or early 30s. But this seems to be like a very young squad. After taking the lead, they've performed extremely well so far, and they are not taking any chances by the Cameroonian side at all. So if you're just joining us, welcome once more. And don't forget to subscribe to our page. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And make sure you send in your comments so that I'll be able to have an interaction with you as we're watching. Whether the song is on the pitch, goal line, coaching line, and handing over the ball to the players as he wants the play to continue. This Cameroonian side does not seem to be a deadly side at all so far. I haven't seen any kind of deadly play that will create a serious concern for the Guinean side. But as you know, football is football. Anything can change at any given point in time. So what we now see is Cameroon knocking the ball from one post to the next, changing direction of the play. But their final half and the final third of the half doesn't seem to be that decisive. That's a shot, and it goes over the bar for a goal kick to the Republic of Guinea-Conakry. Guinea-Conakry is where Sierra Leone play most of their home matches right now, as we still not been able to renovate our Sheikh Stevens Stadium, and maybe they will change the name from Sheikh Stevens Stadium to some other stadium, but we don't know yet whether that is possible or whether that can happen or whether Nadani will get for do. Because after the renovation, we don't know whether they're going to change the name of the stadium again at all. But I think Sierra Leone should be in the capacity of having more than 1 or 2 football grounds right now. That's the only one we've had for the past, I would say, 40 years or more. And it was breaking by parts. That is why they shut it down for a full-blown renovation to take place. Hope after the renovation they're able to maintain it. And hope after the renovation they're able to utilize it properly. We have a couple of more stadiums in Sierra Leone. We have one that has just been opened in Bowtown, and it's called the Southern Arena, owned by the Bow Rangers Football Club owner, Babadi. And you have the Kenema playing field which has an AstroTurf, but we don't know who owns that, whether it's the Kenema Township itself or an individual that owns it. It doesn't look like a private entity anyway. It's the same old football ground that they used to have, has just been renovated and they laid a football turf there that makes it a little bit comfortable for play. McKinney used to have one, and that is definitely not in good condition right now, because the last time I saw it, it wasn't in great condition at all. I think management hasn't been good. Both actually have two stadiums. They have one next to the new road, and that one hasn't been put in use at all whatsoever since the southern area was built. So we have a stadium in Bo that very few matches are played there. Very few. Maybe just friendlies. But the Bo national team actually plays all their matches at the new southern arena. We've now seen the faces of Boma and the chairman of the Federation of Cameroonian Football, Samuel Eto'o. And Boma used to be a national team player as well, and he plays his football in the UK after retiring back to Cameroon. So far, so good. 69 minutes of the match being played, and it's still 1-1 by both sides, as both sides are trying very much hard to be able to get back to the game and lead to secure their 3 points for the next match. So we're looking at the Guinean goalkeeper trying to take a shot for a goal kick, and we've seen all the tactics being introduced here tonight, which is the delay of the match itself. So what we're seeing so far is Guinea in control, lost it again to Cameroon, and it's going to be a throw in favor of Guinea. Guinea had the lead for the first 60 or 55 minutes of the match, and they've lost the lead to, look at this number 21 player, how young he looks. Very young. You can tell he's got a baby face. It's the Guinean number 21 player. His name is Sekou Sila. Sekou Sila looks like a teenager. He looks like an 18-year-old. He looks very, very young. Very, very young. And these guys have nothing to lose, because their tendency to go and have fun is possibly what the manager has told them. You guys go there and have fun. Don't worry about anything. Do the best you can. And we are possibly the underdogs for this particular tournament, so we're not expecting to win anything. But just go out there, have fun, and do the best. And that is exactly what these boys are doing. Cameroon has a huge amount of star-studded 11, but they're still struggling to get themselves back in front of this match, as they were trailing from behind, and they've just equalized about 10 minutes ago, but still cannot penetrate into the Guinean defense. As the Guineans are attacking once more, and they've been very vibrant in their attack, and they're not letting go any scapegoats, and they lost it to Cameroon. That's a nice shot on the flank, but just been picked up by the goalkeeper, because it was a very strong pass by the Cameroonian defender on the flank. I've seen a couple of new faces from the Cameroonian side, faces that I haven't seen before, but they've got a massive big squad this time around, so I think they are rotating most of their players, and it's about time for their players to get back to their best, and they're just making a change in the second half of the match. The Cameroonian number 4 is stepping out of play, and they're going to introduce a new player that is coming on. And that player, so Christopher is coming out, and Christopher is going to be replaced. So this is a cooling off time again for the second time of the match. I think we only have about 15 more minutes to play, and the players are taking a cooling break. This cooling break is so advantageous because it gives the managers an extra time to be able to talk to the players, to tell them what to do and to change strategies. So it's very much beneficial, not just to the players, but also to the managers, because what they are using this time for is definitely what they will not have opportunity to do if we have in a full-blown 45 minutes per each side of the game to be played. Like I said, the Guinean manager looks like a bodybuilder. He's got a very big, strong body. And of course, that's really Bisong, who is now possibly a little bit calm, because when you are worn down against a side that is very much determined to win this match, then you will be struggling, thinking, wow, what is it going to be like? The Cameroonian side is very much quiet because they're expecting to be in the lead right now, and they're not in the lead. So they're showing us the Cameroonian supporters, and they are all geared up for this, but the camera is on them right now, and they're all showcasing themselves. But we can see that the stands are very much full, not disappointing like the last match. I don't know the reason behind that. Maybe it is a holiday period for the entire period of the tournament, but I don't think it is actually, because what I possibly know is the fact that there are certain workplaces that will not be having any kind of full-time work, but also certain workplaces might have the potential to still go to work. Cameroon has just made 2 changes. They've introduced 2 more strikers, and these strikers might make a difference in the Cameroonian half. So Christopher Wall has given places for Umar and Junior that are coming on to represent and play their own parts in this particular game. So far so good. About 74 minutes been played, and Cameroon has equaled the scoreline 1 each, and Gambia is struggling to maintain their balance and maintain their structure. I will not complain much about the performance of Guinea. That's a nice twist and turn around by the Guinean player, and the ball is now into the half of the Guinean striker, who is twisting, turning around, holding on to it for some time. Are they going to attack? No. But this is what I was talking about experience earlier on. In a match like this, and you have a Guinean player holding on to the ball in Cameroon's 18-yard box, he will hold it for a little bit of a time, possibly to ask for a penalty, because otherwise, when you hold on to that ball, you either get tackled or somebody foul you from either behind or from the side. And then you're not only going to have a free kick or penalty issued in favor of you, but the player might be red carded as well. So they are now learning to put the ball on the flank and allow the play to go ahead, but in a very slow format. Very good, interesting tactics. But is it going to work with the 10-man squad? I'm not sure. Is Cameroon going to increase their steam, as they are still not much in a hurry for this particular match, and they should be in a hurry. They should definitely be in a hurry, because they have a lot to lose if they draw this game against Guinea. That's a nice try, and a missed header by the Cameroonian striker, who may have had a couple of chances earlier on, but did not make use of them. And especially this one, it looks like a free header, but not really. But he hasn't been challenged that much at all. So kudos to Cameroon and kudos to Guinea for defending very well, especially times like this when you know you have to be in your best performance. So continue to send in your text messages so that I'll be able to interact with you guys as well. And that's another foul against Cameroon. And the player is possibly requesting for a yellow card by the referee, but the referee just ignored him. And that's a foul committed by Konate, who is the Guinean defender, and very much determined to possibly hold on to the goal score line as it is. 1-1 with 10 men on the pitch. I think it's a very successful match against a side like Cameroon, who has all the manpower. That's a nice cross, but very low and cleared out by the Guinean defender. 78 minutes of the first half gone, and Cameroon is still struggling to secure a victorious goal that will give them 3 points alongside Senegal, who are the leaders of this particular group right now. Guinea has defended very well, and there's a Guinean player on the pitch right on the other side of the pitch, and the referee is seeking attention of this particular player. I don't know what the reason of that player being on the pitch for. Okay, it was a stamp on his feet. Definitely the referee didn't see that, and I don't know whether the referee is going to do a VAR for that one again, but I'm not too sure. So let's see what's the referee going to make out of it. And the referee is asking him to step aside and go out of the pitch of play. He's definitely going to get up, and he's going to take his time to work himself out of the pitch. The Cameroonian team is very much disappointed. Their bench is not happy. They are watching anxiously to see the end of this match. Ow! Sometimes this cameraman should be very mindful of where to put the camera, you know. As a cameraman, you should be able to decide on what shots to take. Well, not the cameraman, but the guy mixing the decks should be able to determine what shots that he's going to select. The minimum camera on this pitch right now will be something like 10 or 15. It depends on, wow, these guys are not paying attention to the match at all. And luckily for Cameroon, well, for Guinea, they managed to escape that sort of slight disadvantage of not paying attention. I know. Welcome, Chantal. Unfortunately, if you follow the link on top of the chart, you'll be able to find the link that was posted there, shared by one of your colleagues who are watching. So definitely you can follow that link. Maybe you'll be able to watch the match there. I don't know whether that link is working, but you can try it. It's definitely up to you. But if you go on top of the charts, you might find the link that was posted there earlier on. But we're watching the commentary and it's going on live, and thank you guys for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe, as we're going to be in Ivory Coast soon. And when I say soon, very soon, and we'll be able to give you a live broadcast of behind the scene live matches and a couple of interviews by the fans. That is a missed header by the Cameroonian striker, and the ball is coming all the way back to the Cameroonian half for a throw to be taken in favor of Cameroon. The throw was about to be quickly taken, but the referee says, no, you have to take it back and start all over again, which the Cameroonian player did. And the game continues to go on. 81 minutes of the game being played so far. We are watching Guinea knocking heads against Cameroon, who is actually doing everything possible to find a victorious goal in this particular match. Their last third of the pitch hasn't been great performance at all. They seem to be a little bit careless about the decision to go forward. And that decision to go forward has cost them this particular match if they don't be careful. And that's a comfortable save by the Guinean goalkeeper, who is actually taking his time to bring the ball back to his hands and get it to play. And Toko is not a happy man, as he's frustrating the goalkeeper because he thinks the goalkeeper is messing around and delaying the game. Well, you expect that to happen because Guinea is playing against an 11 outside player, whilst they are one-man short. So you don't expect them to be as honest as possible like they want the game to go on. No, they don't. And you'll be able to expect that from them anyway. That's a nice header by the Guinean defender. It goes straight into the half of the Cameroonian, and Cameroon is in control once more. And they've been in control for the past 10 minutes of the game, but they haven't been able to hit the target as much as they can. A very interesting match that we are watching today. And earlier on, Senegal won their match 3-0 against Gambia. And we are hoping that this group stages is going to be a decider for who is going to go to the second stages of the competition. Cameroon still have the ball in Guinea's half, and they've just missed a header. And they're still in control of the ball. They're knocking it around conveniently as they wish, but their last decisive moment on the pitch hasn't been great at all. That was another tackle, and that's a shot by the Cameroonian number 6 player, and the ball goes out for a goal kick in favor of Guinea. The number 6 player is called Michael Olivier, and Olivier has been a dedicated defender on this particular, well, midfielder, but that shot was way off targets. Way off targets. Like I said, this Cameroonian team seems to be like a very new team. They've got players that I haven't seen before, and Guinea is making a change. The goal scorer Mohamed Bayo is off, being replaced by the number 24 player, who is going to do all he can to maintain the goal scoreline to be the way it is. Jose Martinez Kante. How can a Guinean be called Jose Martinez Kante? Interesting. Very much interesting. It's good that we know some of these names, because I think these are more likely Portuguese names. Jose Martinez, he looks Portuguese anyway. And Kante, of course, looks Guinean, Malian, Senegalese. Again, that is the region where they're all coming from. So they're more or less the same kind of people anyway. So if you're watching, don't forget to subscribe to our page, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and make sure that you have our link. So when we go live, you will be automatically notified. 85 minutes of the game being played so far, 5 more minutes of official time remaining, and Cameroon is still in control, but haven't been able to take advantage of the extra man that they have on the pitch. Guinea has been defending very well, and that looks like a bad pass from Gonzalez that goes straight to the corner flank of the Cameroonian side, and they've lost it for a goal kick or throw to Guinea Conakry. Well, I'm saying Guinea Conakry because it's the capital city of Guinea. And Guinea have done well anyway, because for them to be in the position that they are right now, it's way not expected by what we know of these two strong footballing nations. Cameroon is on the attack again. For the past 5-10 minutes, they've been attacking, but much hasn't been done about their attacks at all. And that is the final straw of the attack, and they've lost it again to Guinea, who is in control, and they hit a long ball down the right flank, and the Guinean player wasn't able to get to that particular ball. But this is a very young Guinean side. I will definitely go back and check the records of their ages, because there seems to be like a young side that is coming into this competition with nothing to lose at all. They are not under any pressure from the coach. You can tell the coach is very much relaxed with them. Unlike the Cameroonian coach, they need results, and the only result they need from this game is a cross that was taken right into the 6-yard box of the Guinean defense and cleared out by the Guinean defender. And again, back to the Cameroonian striker, number 8 man on the ball. What is he going to do this time? A quick 1-2, and lost it again. Still, oh, that's a massive good save by the Guinean goalkeeper. Well done. That was a brilliant save. Brilliant save. Brilliant save. Again, Boma and Eto are not happy. As you can see, they are up in the stands watching. And we know, of course, those two are renowned and remarkable players representing Cameroon for possibly decades. Sorry, bros, I cannot come on live. I know you're desperate to watch this match, just like I am watching it right now. But like I said earlier on, check the link on top of the charts. You might be able to find the link. There is a link that somebody sent on the chat earlier on. So please go back on top of it. You might be able to find that link and you'll be able to watch it. But we don't have no access to give you the link right now because we don't have it. So I will not be able to come on live, but I'm live right now as I'm talking about what is happening on the pitch. And definitely it's 88 minutes being played so far of the match. 2 more official time left. And we don't know how much of the extra time that is going to be added to this particular match. The referee is calling for the game to go ahead, and the Guinean players are delaying everything possible for this game not to go ahead. Well, the game to go ahead, but in a delayed fashion. Because for as long as you hold the ball onto yourself, that's the amount of time you're wasting. Guinea's on the attack again. It's 1v1. No, not 1v1. 5v5. And blocked by the Cameroonian defender, and Cameroon is going to have a throw in favor of them. So welcome once more, and don't forget to subscribe and like our page as the match is still on, 1 each. Cameroon haven't been able to take advantage of the 1 extra man that they have on the pitch today, and that's a foul against Guinea. Just 20 yards away from the 18-yard box. And this time around, it's not about messing around, it's about keeping your focus. It's about keeping your focus, keeping your focus. Keep your focus, correctly, Guinea. Don't let lose of this particular match because you only have an official time on the score card is about a minute to go and extra time to be added. There hasn't been much delayed on the second half. That's a free kick being taken by Cameroon, and it goes straight into the hands of the Guinean goalkeeper. The Guinean goalkeeper hasn't been threatened that much today, but he has made a couple of possible saves, and it is an extra 6 minutes added to the official 90 minutes of the match, and that is where we are right now. 6 more minutes for Guinea to save themselves with a 10-man on the pitch, and Cameroon hasn't been able to take advantage of that extra man that is in their favor. So what we're going to see now is the tense 6 minutes of the remaining match to play. Is Guinea going to take their time and slow the game down so that Cameroon will not take the lead? Or is Cameroon going to pump up the volume for them to be able to get the Guinean side to lose their grip? We'll wait for the next 6 minutes to find out. As we all know, Cameroon are supposed to be coming out victorious on this particular match based on paper, but football, that's the chance. And again, the Cameroonian players are surrounded by a huge amount of Guinean white shirts, and there is no way Guinea is going to take any chance. Like I said earlier when I predicted the fact that Guinea are not going to make any attempts to attack at all. They are just going to sit back and rely on the counter-attack, which is exactly what they have done. They've replaced some of the players with midfielders, and I think that works for them. As Cisse highlighted earlier on, if they go on to do that, it will be at their advantage. And of course, it has benefited them a lot, and that was a foul in favor of Guinea right into their 18-yard box. Official time is still going. Almost 2 minutes of the first. That is supposed to be a corner or a goal kick. What's the referee saying? The referee is saying that's a foul. Not even a goal kick. It's a foul. But not a foul against Guinea. It's a foul in favor of Guinea. Yes, it is a foul in favor of Guinea. If that was a foul against Guinea, that would have been a penalty. But definitely, it isn't a foul against Guinea. It's a foul in favor of Guinea. And the referee is asking the goalkeeper to take the kick as quickly as possible, Otherwise, he will be yellow carded. So this is the time you don't want to pick up any form of yellow card because it's getting to the end of the game, and I think everybody else is tense. So Guinea is going to delay the game as much as they can, and it's going to be in their own advantage to do so. Otherwise, Cameroon will take the lead if they try to be casual about this last few minutes remaining in the game. 3 more minutes to go. Officially, 3 minutes of the extra time has gone. And Cameroon is still chasing. Even though they are one each, that's a Guinea attack. Are they going to hold on to it as much as they can? Yes, they managed to hold on to it. That's a shot on goal. Just taken right across the 6-yard box of the Cameroonian goal. And it goes out for a goal kick. That's a good try, but definitely not on target. But nothing to lose for the Guinean side that has performed extremely well so far in this later part of the game. They've managed to keep the scoreline as it is with 10 men on the pitch, and they are struggling, but at the same time they are maintaining their discipline. Yes, that's a foul. You don't have to be frustrated. Don't get yourself yellow carded at this particular point in time. You have to be very mindful of not picking up any form of yellow card as the game is just about to come to an end. So what we've seen so far is like 4 minutes of the extra time being played. And we are anxiously waiting to get to the end of it. And Cameroon is about to take a free kick. And the free kick has been taken and cleared out by Guinea. And double clear out again by the Guinean defense. And Cameroon is back on it again, attacking from the middle to the left flank. Is he going to drive it right into the 6-yard box? Or is he going to pass it back? That's a very good defending by the Guinean defense. Like I said, these young boys have nothing to lose. They're just here to have fun. And they've proven to be a side to reckon with. They're making a last change on the Guinean side, and that is definitely going to reduce the amount of time being played. 30 seconds of any match to be delayed at this magnitude is very much important. Even if it's 30 seconds, it's very important. So Mori Kanute has been substituted for Isaka Sila. So definitely this substitution is going to be possibly the decider for the next 2 minutes of this game to be played. As we all know, Cameroon is on the attack again, maybe for the very last time. It's driven. No, it's cleared out again by Conakry, by Guinea. And Guinea is now attacking. They're doing a counter attack, and the ball goes out for a throw in favor of Guinea. This is not going to be an easy task for Cameroon. And Cameroon have to do everything possible to make sure that they possibly find a goal that will give them a guaranteed 3 points of the first match of the opening ceremony of the opening match of the Afcon 2023 in Ivory Coast. And the match is being played in Yamoussoukro. Okay, the ball is still in Cameroon's half, and Cameroon has been given a throw in favor of them, and that throw is going to be quickly taken. I agree with you, Sheku. Guinea has a really good team, and so proud of them. It's the City National. I totally agree with you, and they are dedicated. I would not say a very good team, a very determined team, because we haven't seen the likes of their experience. We haven't seen the likes of their skills. They haven't been able to perform anything extra apart from just defending. The game is over. It's all done. 1 each. Guinea versus Cameroon has ended with a goal draw on both sides. And Guinea should consider this as a victory, because otherwise it would have been a different goal score line if they haven't been able to perform to the best of their ability. So I totally agree with you, Sheku. Yes, we're going to be very proud of our neighbors, and Guinea have performed extremely well in this particular challenging match against a Cameroonian side that has proven to be a little bit sluggish. They haven't been definitely decisive in their attacking, and shots on targets was not as much as we expected it to be, especially with the Cameroonian side, with a whole bunch of star-studded players that plays their professional football in Europe and other parts of the world, specifically in Spain, or some of them possibly in the English league. One of the players that used to play for West Ham, I didn't see him on the pitch today. Maybe he's been substituted or he wasn't taken to the tournament. And of course, their star player, who is Abubakar, is definitely, well, I'm not 110%, but he hasn't taken any part in this match so far today because of an injury that he picked up in training. Hopefully, he will be able to come back if they go through the first round. But what we are hearing is the fact that he's not going to be taking any part in this tournament whatsoever because of the injury that he picked up during training. Unfortunate for him, very, very unfortunate. And it's not just unfortunate for him as a player, but it's very much unfortunate for the national team, Cameroon. And the indomitable Lions have had a goal draw against the brilliant and not skillful, I will not use all those adjectives against or towards them right now, but the brilliant, dedicated, and determined Guinean side has held them to a goal each draw, which will mean they have equal points that they're going to share, and Senegal is still leading that group. And I think the second and third position remains between Cameroon and Guinea. And Gambia is at the bottom of this particular group, and we're yet to see any amount of miracle to happen. Like I said earlier on, the decider for this particular group is going to be the game between Senegal and Cameroon, which I think will happen on Thursday. By then, hopefully, Sarah Jane Media will be in Ivory Coast, and Sarah Jane Media might likely be also in Yamoussoukro, and if we are not in Yamoussoukro, we will be in Abidjan. There are 2 stadiums in Abidjan, so there are a huge amount of games to be covered. So definitely, my South African brothers, don't worry. I will have to look at one of your games and cover it either in pictures, in videos, behind the scenes, or possibly live coverage. But not with the match at all, but behind the scenes of the live matches that will be played. I will have to cover your friends and everybody that is supporting you on that day, and definitely you'll be able to see maybe people that you recognize that have gone to the game. So I will want to extend my thanks and appreciation for all of you guys that were watching this particular match for today. And don't forget, there's going to be another match that is coming on next, but that match we're not going to cover it. We're going to resume possibly our coverage tomorrow, and hopefully before the end of this week you will be seeing Sarah Jane Media commenting on these games, live coverages right in the hearts of Abidjan or Yamoussoukro. So thank you once more. As we've seen the challenges of the underdogs, they have tried the best they can against the household name players or household name teams that are representing this particular tournament. Guinea have made it possible to secure themselves a point, and they stand a chance to possibly qualify to the knockout group stages of this tournament. The knockout group stages of this tournament will likely start next week or the week after, because next week is going to be possibly the end part of the first round of the competition. So we've yet to see Guinea playing against Gambia. That is going to be another interesting decisive match, because for sure one of those 2 countries have to do the best to qualify. And we yet to see Guinea playing against Senegal. Again, that's another derby of almost the same people within the same region challenging each other. And of course, Cameroon-Senegal is the decider. But let's hope and pray that we have maybe a couple of 1 or 2 Francophone West African countries that will qualify to go to the second rounds of the tournament. We have Nigeria, who is slightly struggling. They've had a draw with Equatorial Guinea, and definitely Cape Verde has proven to be a force to reckon with by defeating Ghana, who is another Francophone West African country, and by 2 goals to 1. So we are hoping and praying that maybe, just about maybe, we can have a couple of West African countries, Francophone specifically, to be able to go into the second stage of the competition. We don't have many of them. I think we only have 3 for now. We have Gambia, Nigeria, and Ghana. I think those are the 3 Francophone West African countries that are participating in this tournament. So we wish them all the best, and we hope they can prove their might in West African football. Of course, the others are Senegal, who are the defending champions, and definitely you have Algeria, who is definitely going to play later on today, and they were the champions before Senegal. And Cameroon, of course, have won it again as well. Nigeria, of course, has won it, and these are teams that you should be looking out for. Of course, don't forget Morocco. Morocco also is a very contender, a very huge contender for this particular tournament. Although people are saying they might win the trophy this time around, but again, I cannot be 110% sure with what I have seen so far within the past couple of games that I've played. So let's keep all our hopes alight. Let's keep all our dreams open, and we shouldn't be thinking that the worst is yet to happen. No, we should be very happy for the fact that we still have a couple of Anglophone countries that are representing in this tournament. It's very good to maintain that sort of structure so that we can have a full-blown representation on the second rounds of the tournament. We're not saying much about the Central African Republic group and the South African group, which are fully being represented as well. You have South Africa, you have Mozambique, you have Zambia, and you have Equatorial Guinea are from the Central African region. So basically, they are alongside the Cameroon, the Cape Verde, and the others. So Zambia is another team to watch. I haven't seen them played over the past couple of years, so I haven't been following their male side as much as I'm following their female football. Their female football is possibly one of the best in the continent right now. But again, like I said, I haven't been able to follow the main side of their national team. But they've proven to be a very good side, and I've seen a couple of interviews made by them like they are coming this time around to win the trophy. They've done it before, and it is not impossible for them to do it again when they used to have the likes of Kalusha Bwala and a few more others. So let's hope and pray that this tournament is going to be a very interesting one. But what is very much disappointing at the moment is the fact that we don't have enough of the people that are watching the games live at the ground. So we'll have to find out why is there not as much as you might be expecting. This game is not bad anyway. The match that we just watched is quite satisfactory. The grounds were not fully packed, but they were much. At least every stand has a huge amount of people who are watching the match live. I don't know what's the reason behind that. Maybe the tickets are high, or maybe they're not high. But when we get to Ivory Coast, we'll find out why we don't have many people watching the matches live. So that is one of the disadvantages. I think the organizers should be able to look at the consistency of the following of the games, because at the end of the day, you don't want these games to be played in empty grounds. You want that support network from many countries that are coming. Of course, we have highlighted a few concerns, and the flight tickets within Africa alone to go to Ivory Coast seems to be extremely high. The minimum cost for a flight from anywhere to go to Ivory Coast within Africa is about $1,000 plus. So not everybody can afford that. Not everybody can actually buy their flight ticket to Ivory Coast. But what is amazing the most is the fact that the Nigerian match against Equatorial Guinea was one of the most disappointing turnouts. And we were expecting a huge turnout on that particular match, but it was very much disappointing, especially when the distance between Nigeria and Ivory Coast is not that far. You can actually travel by road. So we were expecting a huge amount of Nigerians traveling to Ivory Coast to watch this particular match, even to watch the entire tournament. So we are hoping and praying that the turnouts within the grounds will be different from what we've seen so far. Maybe the organizers will consider what will be the reality of the price tag per tickets per individual to watch these games, because it will not make sense at all to have a game being played and you have top African countries representing and you have nobody watching them on the on the stand. So they have to possibly go back to the drawing board and consider whether they should drop down the prices if the prices are the concerns. So we yet to find out why we have less people supporting their teams at the grounds. Let me listen to watch few more comments. David, it should be considered a loss for Cameroon as a team which was expected to win by at least 3-0. I totally agree on that, David. That is exactly what I was saying earlier on. It is a victory for Guinea and it is a loss for Cameroon, because as far as we're concerned, Cameroon should be coming out victorious in a match like this, especially with the amount of star-studded players that they have on their in their lineup. So we're not expecting a result like that anyway. We're expecting more goals to be coming from Cameroon. But maybe their talisman player is not on the pitch, who is Vincent Abubakar. Maybe that has reduced the confidence of the entire team. We don't know. But again, you don't have to rely on a single player for a competition or a tournament like this. You need to have a 27-man squad that are capable to deliver when called upon to deliver on the pitch. So you don't just put your hopes on one individual. You have to be able to have your hopes within the some huge amounts of controversy surrounding the manager himself, whether he's capable or not capable enough to maintain the structure of the team or to manage the team in his capacity. So that is yet to be proven right or wrong. But this is a test of time for him, and we'll see how best he will take this to the next level. Unfortunately, Onana was not on the pitch today. Maybe he will resume duty with the next match. We could definitely resume duty against Senegal. Well, I don't know what will come of that particular result. So maybe we will see the introduction in your first match, because to go and challenge Senegal at this particular point in time will be extremely difficult. So that is yet to be proven. So if we going to be seeing Cameroon playing against Senegal in such a manner that they did against Guinea, then it is going to be disastrous. Disaster is in the making, and that is not what I think we expect to see. So I will say thank you once more for watching. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, as we are going to end our broadcasting anytime soon. But don't forget to subscribe to our page, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, as we'll be going live at any given point in time to cover the games, either live in Ivory Coast, which will happen within the next couple of days, or whilst we are still in the UK, we'll be able to run commentaries on some of the games that are playing. And we will not be able to do the early hours ones, because we think it's too early for some people in the diaspora and some people that are watching from work. They will not be able to have that time to be watching games whilst they are supposed to be working. So we're giving you guys that sort of freedom to possibly focus on your work, even though some of you guys are still working right now. But I think the official working time is 4 or 5 o'clock in some places, and you'll be able to at least watch whilst you're going towards the end of your working period. So don't forget to subscribe, like I said earlier on, and don't forget to send in your comments. So tell us what you like to see whilst we are talking. Tell us what you want us to be talking about whilst we are listening to each other, and send in your text messages, your chat messages will be very much helpful for us to have a conversation on things that you might want us to talk about that are of your interest. So don't forget to do that. And don't forget to send us messages if you're watching this after the broadcasting, and let us know what you think of what we're doing, and let us know what you're expecting us to be talking about. So until tomorrow, I will say good evening and welcome, and thank you for taking part in this commentary, as we've just watched and listened to the goal score line between Cameroon for their first goal, and Cameroon equalized within the second half of the game, and Guinea had a player being sent out and they end up playing with 10 men on the pitch for the last few minutes of the first half and the entire second half, but managed to just have a goal being scored against them. So kudos to the Guinean team and congratulations to them, and better luck next time for Cameroon, and maybe we will see a different side when they knock heads against Senegal. So until tomorrow, have a good evening and goodbye. From the Seragen Media team in the UK, I will say thank you once more, and thank you everybody for watching. Bye.